looking all festive.
You look so cozy. So we are outside, and I like this whole idea of bringing Christmas outside.
Well, first of all, I mean, how excited am I that this year is all about the plaid? Yes. I'm like the original lumber section. This is it. Yay!
Yes, it's for you.
So I'm also really excited that more and more people are embracing this idea of, instead of bringing the outdoors in, they're now bringing the indoors out. And they're decorating the outside of their homes for Christmas, including the Christmas tree outside.
I love it.
Whether it's on the front porch or in the yard, they're saying, let's do that because it's less mess.
That is true. So you can have the real tree outside. Don't put the gifts under there if you live in my neighborhood. There will be nothing at Christmas. But you can have the artificial tree still inside.
Absolutely.
If you want to have both.
Or take advantage of a tree you're already growing.
Yes.
That's what I love. So
yes.
Playing with that, but there are some obvious rules if you're going to decorate outside. Now, a few things I do want to mention is I'm a huge advocate of real trees and real boughs and real branches. And the reason I am is this is not harvested from the forest. These are actual agricultural crops. 25 to 30 million trees across North America are harvested, so this is a huge industry. So it's actually supporting farmers. Even all the boughs, the branches, everything you see in the outdoor decor pieces, the live pieces, are farmed. So nothing's harvested from the forest itself.
Okay, so, that is good to know.
Yeah, so I'm a huge advocate of that. Supporting our farmers is a big deal. But I also love the idea that this can be composted afterwards. Right. So it actually has great environmental impact on the flip side, after we're done with it, which I love. Yes. So let's talk a little bit about the decorations. Obviously, you're not going to put anything out here that can't handle the weather.
Yes.
So lots of wood, lots of elements like pine cones, and I love like pine cones on a stick. It's such an easy thing to decorate with because literally you just stick it in and you're done.
And you're done.
So simple. Hey, done. I also love adding stuffed animals.
Yeah.
Now you kind of said it. You said, you know, a lot of people are concerned about decorating outside because things go missing.
Right.
And I get it. Putting stuffed animals in the tree, if the stuffed animal goes missing, I always like to believe the positive side of the holidays.
It's kind of sweet, right?
I'm like, well, maybe there's a child in need who really needed that stuffed animal and it's gone to a good home. So I love that aspect of it. So I always kind of flip it on that sense.
Totally.
So I specifically put ones in the tree that could disappear, and that's okay.
And hopefully it's not a teenager selling it on eBay, but whatever.
Exactly.
Listen, I think that is adorable. Thinking that someone might need a stuffy has taken a stuffy from your tree. It's okay. You put it on the tree anyways. You don't really need it.
Exactly.
It's all right. It's all part of the spirit of giving,
so,
right?
And that's what this whole tree is about. Everything on this tree, if it disappears, it's okay, because it's about giving. I also love a lot of the handmade ornaments that you're starting to see now.
Yes.
These type of wood-carved ornaments are so gorgeous. Now, they do get a little bit more expensive, so where you're going to put these on your tree, higher up is usually safer.
Right, that's true.
I also did a tree like this recently, and a squirrel moved in. And I thought it was so much fun. Like, it was like, this is my blinged-out Christmas tree. I'm into it.
Yeah.
Even little details like ribbons and stuff. Again, we're going with the buffalo plaid theme for me because that's what I love. So I am all about this. But again, this whole garland costs $2. So it's not like we're spending a ton of money. This whole tree, beautiful, pimped out, much more economical than any tree you can do inside, and it still has the great holiday feel. Now, carrying this into the other elements, you're starting to see a lot more details, really cool, creative wreaths. I love the square keychain idea. Now, again, if you're in more southern climates, warmer conditions, you're going to see things like magnolia leaves.
Yes.
These are boxwood. They look great all season long. Again, when you're outside, though, very little care that is required because the sap will freeze inside of the actual wreath itself, which I love. Again, no mess. Tying that into elements within, you know, the planters and stuff. We had one of the studio audience members ask me earlier, do you put soil in your planter? I always put mulch in my planter so it can freeze, and then it won't expand, contract, because it doesn't ruin the planter. And when you're putting all of these fantastic elements in, you're really jamming it, because really big and full and bulky looks fantastic.
It does.
So putting the mulch in gives it the stability, but then you can throw the mulch into the garden.
Okay.
Also look for elements like this, and I love the directions that people are going now. They're taking things to the next level. So again, I mentioned that these birch branches are grown. They're not harvested, but they're grown, and I've just tied an ornament onto it. Little tin star, such a simple little decor item. It could go onto the door, it could go into the planter, it could simply go onto the tree.
Yes.
Again, galvanized, won't rust. Even if it does rust, though, we know rust is a huge trend this year, so you can have a little bit of fun with it and make it work, right?
I like how all this stuff is just in style now.
Yeah, this is my Christmas. Yay!
Old.
Exactly.
That is good.
And the other thing that I love is we talk a lot about putting front yard seating, and if you've kind of paid attention to everything I've talked about over the last few years, front yard seating is very welcoming for your home. It brings your guests in. even if nobody ever sits in it.
Yeah.
It's still the idea that I've created a spot for you, my guest. Adding holiday items to it this year just takes it to that next level.
Yeah.
And because in a lot of colder climates, you don't have to worry about rain, right? You can bring some of the indoor pillows outside because they're not going to get hurt in cold climates. If you're in a rainy climate for the holidays, you might not want to do that.
Yeah.
But for the cold, absolutely. Dress it up, have some fun with it, tie everything together to create that real Carson Lumberjack plaid Christmas.
It looks so good. It looks so inviting. And if you come home and someone's sitting there, that's okay. That just means it's working.
And serving them a little hot toddy and off we go.
That's right.
Those
off
are the
you
holidays.
Go. I will also just mention, for that tree, what I think worked really well about it is all the ornaments are big. You're
Yes.
going to be done so much quicker if you choose humongous ornaments.
Absolutely.
So good on you there. I love
you.
that. Okay, I just want to mention as well, thank you from Tara Greenhouses and HomeSense for all of the amazing items that you used for this.